Hi guys, welcome to my channel. This week we're gonna start fresh and finish up the painting that we started in December. So happy New Year and happy new paintings. This is the third part of a series of 3 videos that I have done as a journal. And we are in the kitchen. It's actually a shot took from a friend of mine. The little girl that is sitting in the middle is a friend of my daughter, so they're the same age. They're toddlers, 2 years old. There were a few concepts I was trying to develop in this painting. One of them was disruption of space. Somehow I divided the board in 3 parts, so it's kind of like a triptych. And the idea of dividing this image in different parts came up with a painting that I did maybe a couple of months ago of Caro, where I was thinking about asymmetry, and so I was kind of dividing the painting in 2 areas, and I was drawing and painting independently the 2 parts to add some randomness to the image and to break up the space in an interesting way, in a way that I don't have complete control over it. So I did the same with this painting. The division in 3 parts was already random. I didn't measure it. I just decided to divide the space and to use all these vertical lines that were already in the composition, so that this space is always disrupted somehow with perspective, with the changes perspective and with the change of scene. So it's kind of like some friends of mine call the cubist approach. It's not really a cubist approach, because a cubist, they were looking at things from this different perspective. In this case, what I was trying to do was to make a photographic reference a little bit more interesting to me, because I am working always from photographic references. I get really stuck in the way that image looks. I think that when you look at reality, you can move and the light can change, so there's lots more changes happening. When you have a picture on your computer that you're copying, it's really tough not to get locked in that picture, at least for me, because when I have something, I try to follow, I try to be I try to reproduce what I see. And that's why I like realism and I like figurative art, and so I really like to start from reality. And so a way to change up the image and to kind of like trick my own brain and my own vision from getting locked into the image was to split my surface in 3 parts and try to treat them independently, one from the other, so that at the end you have kind of like 3 different panels in one image that is a little bit more challenging to read. This last video, I'm showing the way I'm adding details. The whole point of this painting for me was to try to hide the figure, because I always think that, if you have a scene of an interior and with a figure, the eye goes directly to the figure right away, and you kind of get stuck. You lock on the figure and you kind of like the rest, it becomes like a blur. It's almost like when you get into a new house and a friend invites you. Maybe it's the first time you go to their house, and the house is, you look at some details here and there, but it's kind of a blur, and you're following your friends around mostly without really seeing the house very much. Or at least that's what happens to me first time I get into a space. So I'm thinking about trying to take off some of the details and attention of the figure, and to actually paint very realistically and with lots of details, lights and little nuances on the house around. Color overall I am happy with. The yellow became very important, and I think that the juxtaposition of the yellow with a blue mint, for me, made sense, and it gave the space that artificial light, and the space was really compressed, and it just gives me the right idea of a small house. These houses that we have in Milan, they're kind of like the Japanese houses, so they're really tiny apartments. And one of the things I was thinking about was the dollhouse. The title is Domesticated of the painting because I wanted to show how rational and organized the houses and these artificial spaces where we live in, and then to leave the figure very mysterious, and also to have a narrative, the idea of the kids that went with the color pencil and did some scribbling, some doodles on the fridge. So maybe the mom will be upset when she comes back from whatever she was doing. I think that the positive part of this experiment was definitely the color, and it was really fun to play with this complex composition for me. And overall, I like it. There's some things that I wish I could have painted a little bit more freshly, but it is what it is. I'll talk to you next week. We'll see how it goes. Bye bye.